German. It's in German. No, I don't speak German. Is the beginning of the month, is the beginning of February. Today is actually February 3rd. And so this month I have a very, I think, fun theme for my reading. We're going to use my TBR jar that I made in December. Nope. January. I made it in January. We're going to use my new TBR jar. It's full of new prompts, and we're going to pick my February reads using that jar. But like I said, there's a theme. This month I have a very, I think, fun theme for my reading. We're going to use my TBR jar that I made in December. Nope. January. I made it in January. We're going to use my new TBR jar. It's full of new prompts, and we're going to pick my February reads using that jar. But like I said, there's a theme. I have to relate the prompt to only, because love is in the air in February, I am only picking contemporary romances. Not romantasy, not fantasy, contemporary romances, because this is the genre that I feel like, I don't read sci-fi that much. I do want to get into bigger, heavier sci-fi this year. But I feel like I've left contemporary romance on the back burner, and I want to get back into it, or at least like jump into it this month and see if I'm digging it. Maybe I'll like learn to love it again. Now, I don't have a lot of physical romances here. And if you haven't watched me before, I am a total library girl right now. I am trying to build a nice little library, but I am very intentional with which books I buy. So we'll see what books I can get based on my TBR from the library. We'll see what ones I can do audio. And then I have like one or two that are options for physical TBR, but I could get more from the library this month. Are we ready? So this is my TBR jar. I made it in a January video all about like resetting in January, but here we go. So I'm thinking, let's see. Well, I have a secret in that I already started 2 books this week, the first week of February. So we'll add those. And I made sure that they were contemporary romances. But I think one's on audio and one's a physical read. And I'm going to read those really quick, probably by the end of this weekend. So I think I can probably we'll pick, there's those 2, and then we'll pick 4 more here. So that's 6 books, because contemporary romance, they're not as long as some of these romantic. See, there's not all the world building. I'm pretty sure I can just breeze right through most of them. And I don't have a super jam-packed month this month. So the books I've already started reading. I just started listening to an audiobook called Drive, and I'm 33% through. I just started it 2 days ago on February 1st. It started out a little slow for me, but it's picking up, and I'm now very much invested. I just don't know where it's going. So we'll see. Like right now, I feel like it's a solid 3.5, but I'm only 33%. It might really pick up and be easy 4 or 5 or God tier, but I'm not quite sure where it's going to go. But it's about, right now, a girl who is crashing with her sister, and she's trying to get a job as a journalist in some sort of music magazine or newspaper. There's like a best friend for the older sister who she's meeting and getting to know, and there might be romance there, but then there might be romance with this editor of a music magazine who she's trying to get a job at that publishing company, and he wants to take her out. So I don't know, maybe we're thinking maybe there's going to be a love triangle. Not sure. I don't know where it's going, but we'll see. But so I'm listening to Drive, and then I'm also reading, I have the physical book here. I don't own it. It's from the library, but I just started yesterday, Caught Up by Liz Tomforty. This is book 3 in the Windy series, Windy City series. And this is a sports romance series. And so far, there's been a good like found family, even though there are different sports, but it's all based on these characters that live in Chicago, Windy City. And book one follows a hockey player and then a woman who is the flight attendant on Chicago's pro hockey team flight. And there's a romance there. Book two is that flight attendant's brother, who's a pro basketball player on Chicago's pro basketball team, and a romance there. And then this one is about a guy who, and I'm forgetting because it's been a few months since I read, like it's been maybe 6 months since I read book 1 and 2. I'm forgetting how this guy is tied in with the found family, but I know he is because I know I've read him before in book 1 and 2, but he is a pro baseball player. Now he is a single dad. So the other books, they're all single. Now he's a single dad, so that's a different trope in here. But I mean, I'm only 2 chapters in. But I hear that this one is some people's favorite out of the whole series. I did not like book 1. I think I rated it 2 stars. It just seemed to go on and on and on and on. But I loved book 2. And then I keep hearing that it gets better and better and better and better. And this becomes people's God tier sports romance series. So I'm very excited to keep going. This is just one that is not, there's no audio unless you speak like Swedish. I listened to 1 and 2 on audio, found those easy. I think book 4 might be on audio. So I had to really like find this from the library because there's no audio out there. I will power through this week, no issue. So caught up, highly recommend this series. All right, let's pick a prompt finally. All right, give it a nice shuffle. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I can't do this one. So I'm gonna have to throw this back. Can't do this one because I don't have all of my picks physical copy, but it's best first line of the book. That's a good one that I'm going to, maybe I'll save it. Maybe I'll save it for, I have 3 physical books that are from the library that are romantasy or fantasy that I have to get back soon. So I need to read at least one of those this month. So maybe I'll use this best first line to pick one of those at the end. So I'll save this one. Here we go. Standalone book. Okay. I can do that. A standalone book. All right, I'm gonna have to dig. I have my computer here. I'm using my phone to film. I have my computer here with my Hoopla and my library. So I'm gonna look and see out of some like starred choices if there's one that's a standalone. So hold on. I think I want to try, and I think this is contemporary romance, but I have been seeing a lot of different reviews of Penelope Douglas's Birthday Girl, and I think I can find this audio for sure when I have my new Spotify hours. It'll be on Spotify, but I think I can get it from the library too this month if I, put in for my hold now. But I want to give this one a try, and it's a standalone. I heard it's an interesting trope with like friend's dad, and yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that trope. Will it give me the ick or not? Depends also on the age gap. Sometimes big age gaps give me the ick. We'll see. It depends on if it's like tastefully done, but I've heard that some people love this and this is their favorite. But I haven't read Penelope Douglas, so favorite Penelope Douglas book, and some people are like, no. So we'll give it a try. So we'll add Birthday Girl for book number 3 this month. Now, how about, okay, I know exactly what I'm gonna do for this one. An author you should have read by now. Okay, there's a huge contemporary romance author that I feel like I have not read any of her books, and it's probably a crime. Can you guess who that is? Yeah, Emily Henry. I haven't read a single one of her books. So I think she's perfect for this one and this month. So let's see which Emily Henry book I can get easy. Where's Funny Story? Let me make sure I get it. Oh, German. It's in German. No, I don't speak German. Dutch. Oh, no, Dutch. I don't speak Dutch. Book Lovers. I can get Book Lovers from the library. Large print, so just in case my eyes are going bad. I can get Book Lovers, or I could get Beach Read. And I think I'm more inclined to try Book Lovers. So we will do that. I will place a hold for it right now. So we're going to add Book Lovers. That's book 4. And hopefully I get the physical copy because I want to have one of these other audio books going. Let's do 2 more just because I really think I'm going to fly through these books. All right, here's my TBR jar. A book I've never heard of before. That would be me just like picking one. And so it would have to be audio or going to the library and just picking one. Do I do that? Sure, Amanda here. I decided to go to the library and fulfill the prompt of picking a romance book that I've never heard of before. So I'm about to go into the library, see what they have, and we will see what we find for my mystery pick. Let's pick one more. Best looking cover. Okay. Now I don't have physical books, but I'm gonna look. I think we need another. I'll do the book I've never heard of before, library, so I have a physical read. We'll do best looking cover with audio. So let's get some choices. I'm gonna go on Hoopla. So I'm thinking, I have never read Elsie Silver, and that's definitely a series, an author I want to try out. So I think her first book is Flawless. This is a choice, cover choice. Then I also was really thinking about the book, the series. I'd like to start a book that could be in a contemporary romance series that I might enjoy reading this spring. So it could be Chestnut Spring series. It could be Face Off from the DC Stars series that I've heard so much about. And so there's that book cover. Hockey, some people are like, this is God tier sports hockey romance. I wanted to try the Addicted series, the Calloway sisters, because I think I need a new found family after finishing Boys of Tommen for now. And I've heard this is a good one. So there's Addicted. So Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. So I have Flawless, Face Off, or Addicted to You, book with the best cover. I think that's between Flawless and Addicted to You. They're both pink girly. It's simple. Honestly, I have to just, Addicted to You's cover just grabs me. If I were seeing that at the bookstore, I'd be like, ooh, what's that? It looks fun, but maybe heartbreaking with the heart. And I really want to get into another contemporary series. So we're gonna do that. Now, if I have more time, I will definitely jump into an Elsie Silver book. But we'll go with book 6 will be Addicted to You, the Addicted series. I want to add a book 7 because I have these romantasy books that I have to get back to the library and I haven't read them yet, and it's killing me that I haven't read them. So let's pick in it. I've had the prompt, the book with the best first line, and here are my choices. So I have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. that is just sitting on my shelf waiting to be read. I have Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry, and I've heard really great things about this one. This one is a little intimidating for me to start this month because I believe book 2's out, and I am thinking I would maybe want to jump into book 2, where this one is it just has this one right now. And then I have by L.K. Stephen, who wrote Our Infinite Fate, Silver Cloak, which I heard this is her debut adult fantasy book, and it's been getting really great reviews. So, and I think this one is due, like, it's way overdue. Had it for months. So let's see, best first line. Let's open all of them. So Silver Cloak starts with the Calorans. I have a friend who has that last name. The Calorans' front door changed color depending upon who knocked. Interesting. I like that first line. Okay, that was Silver Cloak. All right, Wild Reverence. Long ago, I believed the god of war was my father, but only because he was the first to hold me in his arms after I was born. Okay, sure. And call him Daddy. And then Shield of Sparrow. Let's see. Lots of maps and dedications. Okay. First line. What if I jumped? It's definitely between these two. Definitely. What if I jumped? That's a good first line. And I know this is going to be at least 4 stars for me. It's not due back as soon. I'm really intrigued by this one, though. Like, the front door changed color depending on who knocked. That one makes me want to know, like, what's going on. Why? So, we'll add a book 7 in case I am just feeling like I need a palette cleanser in between all of this contemporary romance, and I should get a fantasy going at the same time or in between. We will pick up a Silver Cloak. So those are my my 7 TBR books for February, and I'm actually really, really excited. I'm super excited to do this like romance theme for February, and I will let you know how it all goes. Warning though, I am a mom. I am a full-time teacher. Life gets busy. I don't have much on my calendar this month, but we'll see if I can really knock these out. I might be relying on audio a lot. Join me at the end of February, beginning of March to see how I do, what I read. And yeah, if you've read any of these and recommend them or don't recommend them, let me know. And if you are also dabbling in contemporary romance this month, drop what you're reading in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're reading too. Thanks for joining me and picking my TBR out of my TBR jar for February. And happy reading. Happy reading. Let's read about love this month.